With Geico's motorcycle expertise.
Mutual sight, mutual sound, mutual struggle, shared ground. I'm just another one for them to break down. Steeped in denial of every kind. Dream of a world for me and my kind. So stick your stake where the sun doesn't shine.
.208 radio check.
Hello everyone. How we doing? Today we are in the actual server and we are actually doing some stuff. So let's get into it and let's actually do some patrolling. There's 75, 10, 6. 75 exiting.
Yeah, what's up? Hello?
Yo!
What's up?
Oh my god, you changed a lot.
You changed.
Your voice.
That's because I got a new microphone.
Oh. Shitty mic. Shit. How you doing?
Great.
That's good. I'm currently in C3RP.
I got banned permanently.
What?
Yeah, I got banned permanently.
Why?
Honestly, I can't really tell you because I'm gonna see.
Hang on. You're glitching out, bro.
What's wrong?
No, like your whole thing is all fucked.
My camera?
No, your microphone.
You mean it's lagging? It's not lagging. It's my stat. Is the static?
Very.
What?
Yeah, you're static, dude.
That's because my microphone is like different. I have a box that does that. Too much. Alright, hello?
Let me do this. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, it's something you have to get really used to, so.
What did you do, though?
If I go to C3RP,
Yeah.
right? And I, take a screenshot. Whatever. This is really annoying. I just can't believe I got banned for absolutely no reason. If you know what I mean.
So we doing a military server or no?
Well,
Are we doing a military server or no? Oh, I guess we are. Damn.
hello?
Yo.
Speak again?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just show me the screenshot. Hang on, give me 1 second.
Hello?
Yo. Show me that screenshot.
Hello?
Yo. Whoa.
Hello? Hello?
Yo, hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can hear me. But I can't hear you. Yes.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Send a screenshot of the band.
Okay.
Alright, I gotta go because I'm live right now.
Alright.
Alright, boy.
Hey, what's happening?
No, sorry. I can't come up this weekend. Well, I finally arranged a three-way between Fred from my overeaters group and Phil from my
I
sex
dropped by my
addicts group.
headshots yesterday for the modeling gig. My name's Lisa.
Oh, it'll be fine. As long as there's plenty of rubbers and turkey.
Yep, that's me.
375 1011 at Bay City Avenue at 696. Unknown if it's unrelated. It's going to be unrelated. Never mind.
I'm from the Midwest. That's how sexy women look in the Midwest. Well, fellas, bye.
375. Going to be attempting a traffic stop at 697 on Palomino Avenue on Goma Street. If I could get one additional started my way.
208, I'm gonna.
Don't worry, man. They're not gonna let the Euro fail. Let's get in on the ground floor. There's a lot of opportunity. Medical equipment, biotech.
208, I'm 23rd. That's
That look is so stale.
Blow me, okay?
I believe it's going to be unrelated.
Hey, you're supposed to call me.
Driver. Driver of the vehicle, pull over.
User joined your channel.
$375, 10.7 for 15 mics.
User joined your channel.
You're King of War Radio Jack.
10-2.
Loud and clear, sir.
Yeah, King of War, 1041, 10 today.
So you think you know Wix?
Sir, this is a radio traffic only channel. Let's keep it radio
First
traffic.
up, we've got shape video masks. You can use different shapes to create completely different vibes and aesthetics.
And King
Or you
of
can
War
create
is
your own graphic.
today.
I use the shape composition here. Take the SVG file and set it as a shape
It's
mask.
such a quiet night.
Nice.
Yeah,
Next
this
up,
is how
we'll
you
keep it
get
moving
like
with the
thrown to the
hover buttons. You
wolves
can
by your
use it to
forefoot.
animate any element and create these really eye-catching
Good night,
effects.
Access.
And what I love is that the level of control
Shouldn't
you can hear
you
is
be
crazy
like
precise.
gone or something?
You
You're
can set
10-7
your
for
animation
15
ease,
mics.
scale size, and position to create this really dope effect.
Forgot to grope you goodbye.
Today, we're going to dive into
Joy.
the intriguing episode, Beware My Cheating Bart.
Yeah, King of War, go ahead.
Check your emails for me, bud.
10, I'm not, sorry, I had someone yelling in my ear. Okay, never mind.
The 18th of the 23rd season. The episode starts with Homer taking Bart and Milhouse to the cinema. After buying the tickets and leaving them in line for the session, he decides to go to the food court. Leaving the food court, Homer feels sick and ends up in a mall store selling gym equipment. Homer is persuaded to buy a state-of-the-art treadmill, fully equipped with a TV and programmed to encourage him to run on it. Seeing the price, Homer is disheartened. However, the salesman makes another offer, and Homer ends up agreeing to buy the equipment. Leaving the cinema, Bart encounters the bullies, who ask sarcastically how the movie was. He responds sarcastically, but Milhouse appears all decorated with the movie theme, and the bullies laugh at him. Dolph suggests they watch a horror movie remake, and Shauna tells her boyfriend Jimbo not to count on her. Jimbo explains that they need to watch horror movies to know what to do in dangerous situations. Shauna refuses the same way, so Jimbo decides to find someone to go out with her, someone who wouldn't pose a threat. He looks at Milhouse, but Shauna refuses, not wanting to go with someone who embarrasses her. She then chooses Bart, and Jimbo begins to assess him. After threatening Bart, he allows Shauna to be accompanied by him. During the movie session, Shauna decides to leave before the end. They go to a stall where the seller tries to flirt with Shauna. Bart threatens the seller, revealing who her boyfriend is, and the seller quickly gets back to work. Meanwhile, Bart argues with Shauna, telling her not to even think about cheating on Jimbo. She replies that Jimbo doesn't even care about her, as he hadn't even noticed the braid in her hair. Then she shows her braid to Bart. He makes a comment that surprises her. They talk, but are interrupted by the bullies who arrive. Homer also appears with his new treadmill to pick up Bart. Before leaving, Jimbo grabs Bart by the shirt and warns that the next day he will have a new date with his girlfriend, as he has other plans with his friends. Shauna hugs Bart and says they'll find something to do. In another scene, Homer is using his new treadmill when Lisa arrives and shows him that it's possible to access wireless TV programs. He develops an obsession with watching an old TV show on the treadmill. After finishing the first episode, he puts a chair on the treadmill to continue watching the show comfortably. In a meeting with Shauna, Bart and her are looking at products in a store when she decides to take one and put it in her bag, and pulls Bart to leave as quickly as possible. But as they pass through the store's door, the alarm goes off and a security guard approaches them.
Young lady, I need to check your purse.
I didn't steal nothing.
If anything happens to her, I'll beat you up from inside your brain.
Asking to search her bag, Bart remembers Jimbo's threat and decides to take the blame for Shauna. The security guard decides to take him. Shauna waits until Bart sets off a bomb in the room he was in and manages to escape. The two run away together, and Shauna takes him into an abandoned store. Then she decides to give him a thank you gift by lifting her shirt and then kissing Bart on the cheek, leaving him mesmerized as she leaves him alone. At dinner time, Bart is still paralyzed from the earlier events. Marge comments that he hasn't touched his food, and his grandfather offers him chicken breast. Bart gets nervous, questioning if no one realizes that he's just a child. After Marge shows the dessert, he also refuses it when he sees the shape of the cookies. In the middle of dinner, Homer decides to go back to the treadmill, and Marge comments about him exercising so much, yet staying the same. Homer's father says that Marge shouldn't believe anything Homer says, recalling that the first word he said in his life was a lie. He remembers when Homer was a baby, and he asked who had scratched the wall, and Homer replied with the word, "Mommy." In the basement, Homer continues on the treadmill, sitting in the chair he placed there, watching the old program he was addicted to. Marge arrives and argues with him for using the expensive treadmill just to watch TV, reminding him that when the show aired, she asked him to watch it with her, and he refused. Homer tries to justify why he's watching the show, but Marge orders him to use the treadmill to run or return it. The two start arguing about the treadmill and the TV until Marge decides to leave, leaving Homer alone. On the street, Bart is alone when the bullies, led by Jimbo, arrive. Jimbo praises Bart, saying he did a good job staying with his girlfriend. The two kiss goodbye, and Jimbo leaves, leaving Shauna with Bart. She asks what Bart wants to do. He says he feels like pushing her into a puddle and running away, but she says she needs to be loyal to Jimbo, as he has bought her a lot of gum. Bart starts to say she deserves someone better, and she's happy to hear him say something for her benefit, and invites him to leave. However, Jimbo returns, and while he and Shauna kiss, she affectionately strokes Bart's hair.
Shauna, I forgot to grope you goodbye.
At home, Homer is still excitedly watching his program, hoping the new episode will answer some of his questions. Marge arrives, all dressed up, and tells him everyone is out, and Maggie is sleeping. Homer is excited, but asks her to wait another 104 hours. She gets frustrated with his lack of interest and leaves, slamming the door. Homer wonders why she left, and slammed the door on him. Marge gives a response, but he still doesn't go after her, and focuses back on the new episode of the program. Bart and Shauna start doing various activities together, acting like a couple. At one point, they are in a pool and kiss. However, Jimbo arrives at the moment and pulls Bart out, accusing him of disrespecting him. Bart justifies it, pointing out that it's hard to respect someone who goes to the pool wearing a wool cap. Jimbo removes the cap, revealing he is bald on top, which makes Bart laugh and tease him. The bullies hold Bart so he can be beaten by Jimbo, but the lifeguard intervenes, saying rough play is prohibited. After a talk with the lifeguard, everyone realizes Bart has escaped. Bart decides to return home, hiding at every step, until he reaches home and sees the bullies hiding in his yard. Marge appears outside and tells them Bart isn't home yet, but they can wait for him. Meanwhile, Bart is hiding, and Shauna arrives, saying she came to help him. However, Bart, angry, tells her to go back to Jimbo. Shauna responds, reminding Bart of what he had said about her deserving someone better. Bart decides to take Shauna somewhere else, while the bullies help Marge hang Bart's clothes on the clothesline. Bart takes Shauna to the comic book store. After she insults the store owner, the comic book guy decides to call the bullies to inform them that Bart and Shauna are in the store. Jimbo answers the call and says they are on their way. The comic book guy and Shauna engage in a battle of taunts over the phone, and he ends up losing to her. As a result, the store owner kicks them out, but before they leave, he tries to sell them a collection, only to realize they had already left. Meanwhile, at home, Homer gathers his friends in the living room to discuss the TV show he's watching. And to unravel some mysteries. Since everyone had already watched the entire show, when they start discussing what happened, Homer interrupts, saying he's still on the 3rd season and doesn't want spoilers. His friends begin talking about the series, making Homer even more stressed. At that moment, Marge arrives, pleading for him to stop the noise because she's trying to put Maggie to sleep. He starts talking about the show with Maggie, and Marge can't stand it and ends up revealing everything about the show to Homer, making him upset. He says that now he'll be a disappointment to her in their marriage, surprising her. The friends who are still in the living room start discussing Homer and Marge's argument and marriage. Meanwhile, Bart and Shauna are hiding in the treehouse while the bullies search for them below. The bullies surround the area, and to Bart's surprise, Lisa appears in the treehouse. He asks what she's doing there, and Lisa explains that she's been watching their situation from afar and says she might be able to help. Shauna talks about her boyfriend, Jimbo, and the difference between him and Bart. However, Jimbo arrives at the treehouse, and Lisa starts saying that Shauna shouldn't choose either of them, but should choose herself. Shauna agrees with her and begins to tell Bart that they wouldn't work out together. At that moment, Marge starts calling for Lisa, and she suggests it's the right time for them to leave. As they start to leave, Jimbo stops Bart from leaving but ends up not knowing what to do with him. Back inside their house, Homer is still angry about Marge spoiling his favorite show. She tries to do something to please him, and Homer goes to close the bedroom window. He sees Jimbo holding Bart by the legs outside the treehouse, but he just closes the window, ignoring the scene, and lies down with Marge to make up.
Now listen, Homer. You can have me anytime you want me. But if you say one word to your wife, I'll tell her you attacked me.
The episode begins with the entire Simpson family rushing out of church as fast as they can. When Lisa falls along the way, they briefly consider leaving her behind to avoid stopping. However, as they get into the car, Homer starts complaining about the service. He and Lisa exchange a few words, but Marge quickly changes the subject and asks where they should go for lunch. She starts suggesting various places, but everywhere they pass has long lines, which puts them off. Worse still, Homer suggests they could have lunch at home, with Marge cooking. This doesn't sit well with Marge. Lisa takes the opportunity to mention that all she wants is a simple salad. Marge gets upset and says she won't cook anything, as she deserves to eat out and be served at least once a week. Then, Bart spots a buffet place for hungry teachers. There's no line there, but Lisa realizes it's not a restaurant, it's someone's house. Homer, still wanting to go home, says his wife is too classy to crash someone's house. However, in less than a second, that's exactly what she does, making it clear once again that she won't cook for anyone. Finally, they all end up crashing the house and try to act like they were invited. They start eating from the buffet, and soon Lisa alerts them about the crowd around a table. Homer doesn't seem interested until Bart suggests it might be for getting a sundae. Homer gets excited about the idea of a sundae with a new topping. When they finally get there, they realize there's a deceased person. Marge notices they're at a funeral and instructs the whole family to look sad. Lisa whispers that they need to leave soon. Everyone exits, but Bart stays behind near the coffin and talks to the deceased's son. Bart comments that the coffin is nice, and after the boy introduces himself as Donnie and says he misses his dad, Bart takes advantage of the situation and says his dad told Donnie to give him $10 a week. The boy falls for Bart's trick, but Homer arrives just in time to prevent it from happening again. Meanwhile, Homer takes the opportunity to eat more things from the table, and a lady approaches him, asking for a favor to carry the coffin, and Homer agrees. When the scene shows Homer helping to carry the coffin, he reveals he thought the invitation was to eat beans. While talking to the man in front of him, Homer accidentally steps on a loose plank and falls into the coffin pit. He starts lamenting that his back hurts, and Bart takes the opportunity to play a prank, throwing dirt on Homer, burying him. But soon the scene changes, and we see Homer in the hospital receiving his medical report. One of the causes listed is having ingested too much dirt. The doctor begins to prepare him for tests, and when positioning Homer upright, he realizes that now, with his organs shifted, he can sing perfectly. The doctor suggests that if Homer stays in that position and sings, it will save a lot on painkillers. Homer agrees and starts walking through the hospital corridors singing, which greatly improves the condition of all the patients as he passes by them. Then, in the examination room, Bart takes control of Homer's bed and starts playing around, raising and lowering the bed all the time, causing Homer's voice to change. Meanwhile, in the operating room, Homer sings while the doctor accompanies him and performs surgery on another patient. Mr. Burns appears, saying that nothing makes him happier than shopping. When we see him, he's in the morgue, listing what he'll take from each patient. As he stops to chat with Waylon, they both start hearing Homer's voice and find it beautiful, even making Burns's heart race. Upon realizing where the voice is coming from, they rush towards it. Arriving in the hallway, Mr. Burns applauds at the end of Homer's song and starts talking to him about the Opera House, of which he is the founder. Burns will direct the play La Bohème. Actually a woman, which irritates Homer a bit that a woman was driving. Inside the house, Marge serves coffee to the woman, and she laments the fact that unruly fans are damaging their images. Marge agrees and calls her Julia. Then Julia starts talking about not agreeing with how the women have been treating her husband, and she suggests becoming the president of their club to control Homer's crazy fans. Marge is happy with the idea.
Homer Simpson has a lady go crazy over him. Homer has fans try to have fun with him.
I forgot to grope you goodbye.
Thinking of her beautiful face, and that means his fans were actually fans of both of them. Marge smiles and starts saying a few words when a crowd noise starts to arise. Looking back, they both run away from the scene, and behind them, a crowd of ladies chases them. Homer and Marge enter an alley and hide behind a mattress. When the ladies arrive, they look around but don't see them. One of them uses a special binoculars that detects their presence behind the mattress, and again the chase begins, cornering Homer and Marge. To their surprise, a motorcycle appears from the other side of the fence and jumps over it to rescue them, asking them both to get on the bike. When they arrive at the Simpson family's house, Marge thanks the man and even invites him in for coffee. However, it is revealed that the one riding the motorcycle was actually a woman, which irritates Homer a bit that a woman was driving. Inside the house, Marge serves coffee to the woman, and she laments the fact that unruly fans are damaging their images. Marge agrees and calls her Julia. Then Julia starts talking about not agreeing with how the women have been treating her husband, and she suggests becoming the president of their club to control Homer's crazy fans. Marge is happy with the idea, and even decides to make a pie to celebrate. In the living room, only Homer and Julia end up staying. Homer starts chatting with her about the show they had earlier that day, and an improvisation he ended up doing. However, Julia simply gets up without saying anything.
You can
When
show
she
me
gets
out
in
on
front
a
of
1011
him,
with
she
a
takes off
blue
her
and colored
jumpsuit
bike,
and starts saying
one
that he can see
occupant,
her whenever he
postal
wants. But if he ever
699,
says anything to Marge,
Conquistador
she guarantees she will say he
intersecting with
attacked
Bay
her.
City Ave,
The next
no
morning,
32s needed.
Julia is walking around the living room while talking on the phone, sorting out Homer's schedule. Marge and Homer watch Julia work, and while Homer is nervous about the situation, Marge begins to say that this is the first time she feels calm since Homer started doing opera performances. Homer just says,
King of 4, shots fired in the vicinity of 696. Unknown order. Wait.
How you going? 10-4, 1 Charlie 21. I heard them as well. I'm looking over towards the station. That's why I heard them.
Rear, away.
Negative, they're down here, 696.
Sounds like they're gonna be near the apartment here at 691. We posted 695 building across the building. I'll be out on foot investigating.
Be advised, I have a drone over ahead of you. There's a one time keep taking up.
We're at 208.
208.
Would you like me en route?
That should be good for right now.
10-4.
Whiskey 37 to any available units.
375, go ahead.
Could I get you routed down 699, code 1? I got a violent felon with a weapon. 10-4, thank you. Also to any other available units if you want to stage in the area in case he takes off.
1 Charlie 21. I can do that.
Whiskey 31, you said 691, correct?
699.
10-4. 35 on scene.
Charlie
375,
2-1
you're good at
staged.
break off. My bad about that. You're good to go back, any.
94.
Whiskey 37 to the stage unit.
Charlie 21, go ahead.
You're good to break off.
Definitely.